Hey everyone, it's Matt along with Hero, and today we're going to talk about the legendary Grad Summon and her event. Stay tuned. Alright, we're going to get two new units plus a free character. The first new unit's Miss Raspberyl. Uh, she is an intelligence monster unit, female obviously, focusing on intelligence. All in all, though, nothing special with her evil T enhancements. Very good intelligence, good resistance, speed's average, but the attack and defense are very low. Her skills is relatively interesting. Her single target level 1 skill gives her some healing, so she can stay more or less within a decent HP range as long as she's not way over matched. Her second skill is 45 AoE. It's wind based attack, T Rule Volunteer, and her NE plus 3 is a very powerful AoE that gives. It's also a wind attack, C plus power up to, and intelligence plus 30% boost to everybody as well. You're actually probably going to be using Mega Wind as her main ability, and since you're going to be boosting up her weapon skill anyways, expect to use Mega Wind as your main AoE damage, but her T Rule Recycle, which is also intelligence based, you'll use to keep her healing. She isn't self sufficient like a Tyrant Valvatoris, but she can still be pretty self sufficient overall. But her defense weakness is her major drawback. Uh, but her evil teas are very interesting. Her main one is Magic Monster Weapon wielding allies get intelligence plus 18%, which is very, very high for a buff for the main attack. So that's very, very nice. Uh, what I really like about Miss Raspberyl is her NE plus 1. Gives her magic monster wielding allies battery SP plus 10. This is where you're going to really enjoy using her if you get her. The NE5 is an odd one where glass equipped allies get defense and resistance plus 13%. Glasses you might put on for your armor. With her, it does give you additional defense as well, so it wouldn't be too bad to have one or two armors and one or two glasses, as that also boosts her intelligence as well. Her last one is Delinquent Flow, which gives her wind damage dealt by 60%, which she really focuses a great deal on. She's a great SP battery that can do some decent damage, but her main issue is her AoE skills are fairly expensive. Now, she does give herself, as long as you get her plus 1, which I highly suggest you do if you plan on using this Raspberry, uh, as every other turn she will be able to use her Mega Wind, and every other turn, if you cast it correctly and you get everything going, you can go Mega Wind and then her level 200 ability, which is a little bit more powerful than Mega Wind. But she doesn't have as much AoE as you're looking for, so she can't be like your main attacker, but she's a good mana battery with enough damage that she can be very good assistance. Second unit on the banner is Kyoko Needleworker. Uh, Very high speed, very low defense, decent attack, and actually pretty good intelligence considering her kit. She is a fist female humanoid. Very odd combination of two units, other than obviously for the event. Nothing really for her enhancements. So let's just go directly. Um, she is a pretty good attacker, and you'll see on her evil teas it really does improve. Um, her level 1 skill is a pretty cheap AoE. Decent power. Does cost 20 though, and it needs a battery for her to be able to use it every time. Lily Duet is a very nice secondary attack, which you might actually want to use for. Does give paralysis as well, and her NE plus 3 is a single attack that gives a very powerful attack and paralysis as well. She also has charm, so she can bestow forget. So she has a lot of ability to also kind of debuff the units and cause some status effects, which is also nice. Her other skills, speed down and mega speed down. So as I say, she has some nice AoE damage, but she has the ability to put on a lot of debuffs as well. Really, I'm not going to say you're going to put anything really into her magic other than maybe charm. That is something that could be useful, especially with the normal story mode. There's a lot of forgets that you need to do. She might be someone that you'll use. Her cheapest AoE is the Lily Elegy, so there's no reason to get the Mega Ice at level 15 for rods. Her Evil Tease, fist wielding allies, damage dealt plus 15%. Now, as I say, she has a cheap AoE here. Self gives her, if you're using a fist, which I see no reason not to, gives her 27 attack and defense as well. NE5, boot equipping members, defense and resistance plus 13%. Very interesting there. Not sure if you're actually going to want to use her with boots at all, so I'm not sure how much you're actually going to use that Evil T. Quite honestly. Reduced Earth, enemy with the highest action gauge minus 120 when turn begins, so she can delay turns very often. Once again, another quote-unquote debuff that you can give her on top of it. I do like the NE7, but I'm not willing to use my NE printies for that. I'm pretty sure you're just going to be doing NE plus 1. So, very powerful main Evil T. Because remember, it's not attack plus 15%, it's damage dealt plus 15%. So, that is a very nice bonus. And, as I say, slowing down the fast enemies or the enemies about to take the next turn could be a very huge buff as well. And, as I say, she can also do a pretty good amount of damage and has a lot of AoE. Very interesting unit. And from the two units there, they are pretty good units. I am not going to really pull very hard, if at all, for this banner. They just don't fit my teams very well. I haven't focused very much on my fist team, and honestly, my magic wielding monster team is just non-existent. So, if you really want to build a magic monster team, Miss Raspberyl is a necessity. She's a very good mana battery, very good unit. But once again, it depends on what team you want to build. For the pure flan that's coming out, you are looking for intelligence or basically magic monsters or humanoids, and Raspberyl really fits that bill. But as I say, I'm just not going to be going very hard for that. So from a banner for me, it's a skip. But if you are looking for a very nice fist or a starting to build, you want to build a magic monster team, this is a great banner for you. So going through that, let's go through the event and the free unit as well. First up is the free unit, is Asuka Cranekick. A good attacker, low intelligence resistance, pretty much middle of the road everywhere else. And the attack isn't great, but it's her best, stats-wise. Nothing at all very special for that. From a free unit, this is kind of very much middle of the road. The stats just are not that useful. Now, I do like that she has a 20 SP potential AoE as her free attack. She is a spear unit, and we will talk about that a little later. Um, Her other skill, Paper Crane Soar, gives her speed plus 10% or 15% if you do the Crane of Grace. Uh, and she has wind spells and enfeeble, mega enfeeble. Not going to go very far into that. Basically, if you're going to do AoE or damage, you're just going to use Crane Dance or Paper Crane Soar. Now, I do really like her first two evil teas, especially for Tyrant Velvet Torres. Crane Prayer, Spear wielding allies, all stats except speed plus 12%, and Spear wielding allies, SP cost minus 9%. Now remember, with Tyrant, he also has the SP cost down. She is a great sidekick for Tyrant Velvet Torres, even at any +1. And I am probably going to try to farm up all of her units that I could get as her any +5, which you can get up to +4. Self damage taken from sword equipping enemies minus 50% is not all that big. But I am a pretty big fan of Nedchiko's stance. All allies are attacked plus 16% when the battle begins for 3 turns. That is a really nice bonus. Basically, what you do is when the battle begins, if she's on there with Tyrant Velvet Torres, Tyrant will get the plus attack bonus up on his first turn, and then he is basically self-sufficient. Very good partner for Tyrant Velvet Torres, and if you do have a Tyrant Velvet Torres as your H damage dealer like myself, highly suggest that you focus on Asuka Cranekick. Now, in JP, the current event that's about over with Girl Laharl had the 50-20-10% bonus. I'm not sure that that's going to be the case, just like it was in Global last time. But just in case it is, obviously the 2 banner units that are currently on the banner are going to give you 50%. Interestingly enough, so the current free unit and sidekick are your 20%, which isn't too much of a surprise. A pure flan is also the other bonus unit in Japan, which we are also getting right now. So fairly interesting that you can actually get these 3 for free, depending on free with grinding. So at the very least, you should be able to get the 3 bonus units. Unfortunately, Rainier is basically, by the time I get this uploaded, will not be farmable anymore. Hopefully, at least you got one of her. The other 3 units are our regular Raspberyl, Tyrant Velvet Torres, and Desco. So as long as we get the same bonus that we had in Global, where everything was 30%, then I'm going to be using my Desco Tyrant Velvet Torres, and probably at that point Rainier, Raspberyl, and Sidekick, Cranekick. I'm going to call her Sidekick from at this point, because Tyrant Velvet Torres and her are going to be at the hip. And as I say, I'm just not planning on pulling on the banner. So hopefully, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please let me know in the comments what you think. You can also follow me on twitch.tv/Madgarou, and I do have a Patreon as well, /Madgarou. Everybody, please stay safe, and also, if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so. I'll try to keep up everything that I can and try to use all my knowledge to try to get you the bonus units and all that as quickly as I can. Stay safe, guys. Good luck and enjoy.